Bishop Sycamore just played IMG Academy on ESPN over the weekend, and they have been trending ever since. Now, before I get into what happened, Mervin, they truly need to make a movie on this. This is something you make a movie on.
They need to.
This is something you make a movie on because this is wild.
So, but when they make the movie, are we going comedy, like documentary, like how are we doing this? Because you could
I'm definitely doing documentary.
You could go at it from a few different ways, but go ahead.
See, I like true crime. I like true crime.
That's right.
And I like the way they tell stuff. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They tell it like,
oh, this is crime. All right.
These people were really getting away with this. Mm-hmm. Like this is what they were doing, and they were really getting away with it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this is definitely Bishop Sycamore High School in quotations. Well, as I mentioned, they play IMG Academy on national television, ESPN. And IMG Academy is one of the top programs in the nation. They breed college athletes and pros.
It's the top, but yeah.
They breed college athletes and pros. They had 7 athletes from their former roster get drafted in the 2021 draft. One of them being A&M quarterback Kellen Mond. By the way, the Longview Lobos quarterback is now the starting quarterback at A&M. So, might as well throw that plug out there. Haynes King, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Longview, 903. Anyways, so they played the game. Bishop Sycamore played the game against IMG and got absolutely obliterated, y'all. Lost 58-0.
And that's
58-0.
And that's because they stopped scoring at halftime.
Right. So, after that monstrosity aired on TV, people started Googling the team, wondering how they got on national TV. Everybody like, okay, who is this? How did they get on national TV? Even the commentators. I gave Mike Tirico a shout out from being from Syracuse, but one of the commentators was Anish Shroff. He's also from Syracuse. I've met both of those guys because, great alum runs deep. Oh but anyways, they're literally commentating the game, and they're literally saying, like, this is sad. Mm-hmm. This shouldn't even be a game. Like, they feeling sorry for the kids. And I'm like, oh, we'll get to this. Ain't even no kids. Well, anyways, so people started Googling who this team were. Like, really trying to find out who this team is that played one of the top programs in the nation. And then the shadiness just started coming out. Y'all, from the very first point of Googling this team, we all found out they played a game 2 days before their ESPN game. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this ain't no basketball tournament. You can't play a game and then play a game the next day or play a game 2 games later. This is football. And this is a top program you playing. A top program. This ain't no... Anyway, so before the ESPN game came out, Bishop Sycamore played the game 2 days before they played this game. And Mervin, did you see the game that they played? Did you see any video of it?
You talking about on Sunday?
On their Friday game. The game they played against.
No, I haven't.
They played a school called Stowe Rocks High School in Pennsylvania.
Uh-huh.
Okay. They lost 19-7. But if you gotta watch video, you just gotta look at a picture. Stowe Rocks High School and Bishop Sycamore everybody had on black jerseys.
I saw that picture.
Everybody had on black jerseys.
Okay. Yes. I saw that picture. Okay.
So what happened was Bishop Sycamore was supposed to wear their white jerseys. But when they asked the coach said they accidentally left the jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But,
I'm sorry. I'm still sitting back and allowing you to finish your spiel because I got a lot.
Okay, so not only that, they played the game on Friday and they played the game on Sunday. But at the Friday game, even after the game, they asked the head coach. Head coach's name is Roy Johnson, by the way, guys. Bishop Sycamore's head coach, Roy Johnson. They asked Roy Johnson about the game on Sunday because they saw it on the schedule. And he said, quote, his national team was playing in the game on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Turns out the same guys on the field on Sunday were the same guys on the field on Friday. And not to mention, a lot of these guys are playing on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. Probably special teams too. Once again, guys, it is 100% unsafe for high school kids to play 2 games in 3 days.
Right.
You're just not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Especially against one of the top programs in the nation. But it gets even better.
Mm-hmm.
if you go to the team's website, okay, it's one of them janky domains. There's nothing in the About Me section. It don't say nothing about the school. Don't say nothing. There's absolutely nothing on there about this school.
Okay, so I just scrolled through. I sent you a thread on Twitter yesterday, and I just happened to be scrolling it, and I hit the URL, and it literally says, "It seems we can't find what you're looking for. Perhaps searching can help." And there's just one picture with a guy with a jersey on. That's it. That's all it is.
They took down the website.
Mm-hmm.
The website was up. It was like a blog spot website or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
The website was up. Then after all this, they took it down.
Same thing with the Twitter account.
It was a little bit on there at first, okay?
Okay.
But it was janky. It was, you know, when some little, not even high school, middle schoolers. It looked like a middle schooler coded the website.
Mm-hmm.
Is what it looked like. It just looks terrible. You know, if we were to make a website right now during this podcast, it would come out looking better than in school. Well, anyways, after doing some more digging,
on that, by the way.
once people... You said what?
Working on that, by the way. Still some bugs I need to fix.
Well, after doing some more digging, people found out that the team didn't exist until 2019. Okay. They went 0-6 last year, scored 42 points, gave up 227.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did this team get on national TV?
Well.
All right. Then ESPN, you know, they trying to get behind this too. Like, who is this team we just aired? They couldn't verify who any of the players were in the scouting databases.
Mm-hmm.
At least one player was using a fake name. The coaches lied about the players recruiting. If you could hear the game, the commentators are saying, well, we were told they have multiple D1 offers, but we're not seeing it.
Mm-hmm.
The school address is the address to somebody's house, a residential house.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all, when they started looking into these players, none of them were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the players are junior college dropouts, aged 19 and over.
Mm-hmm.
These are grown men pretending to be in high school to play football.
And you know what the best part of what you just said is?
What?
These dudes is 19 to 20 years old and got run by high schoolers.
Getting ramaged by the, like, come on.
Like,
they head coach got an active warrant out for his arrest for fraud.
Multiple active warrants, as far as what I've seen.
Multiple warrants. Like,
oh my God,
what
Ashley,
is going on?
Ashley.
How did this even happen?
So I first heard of this. I didn't see the game because I was at work on Sunday, and the only TVs I was watching were on the Cowboys game and then on the Hurricane and then the Astros somehow getting drilled by the Rangers. So I didn't really see anything else because we didn't have no TVs on ESPN. So I first heard about this on the radio yesterday, and I'm like, oh, this is a wild story. But then I started seeing more and more and more and more stuff coming out. I'm like, oh my God, this is wild. That's why I wanted to talk about it today. And so,
Big movie.
Hey, for real. So like, and it's just like, you see one thing, like, okay, you hear fake high school. Okay, that's a little weird in itself. But then there's so much other stuff that, like, the fake high school in the game on Sunday just was the scratching of the surface. I saw a story yesterday that I don't know if I sent you. It was a parent talking about his experience being a parent of a kid at Bishop Sycamore High School. Dude, just one quick snippet of it was that we're out, it's supposed to be going to a camp at Clemson. Coach says, hey, we couldn't get anything like real close to Clemson, but we got this hotel. All right, cool, bet. So my son's there, obviously, with his teammates, coaches, all that stuff. The parents were supposed to be, it was kind of a thing where, like, the parents were on the same account as the school. So the school was going to be paying for the rooms, right? Well, so they told him that they checked out a day early for some reason. They said, hey, we're on the account with Bishop Sycamore. The hotel says, all right, bet, cool. Thank you for staying here. Day later, they get a charge for like $250 or whatever for the room. They're like, yo, like, what's going on with this? It's supposed to be on them. And they're like, the hotel's like, nah, that room ain't paid for. You got to pay for it. Parents like, all right, you know what? Bet. I got it. Ain't no problem. Well, then a day later, there's a charge for like $2,500. And he's like, hey, yo, what's going on here? And he was like, yeah, y'all had like 15 rooms for like
Oh,
3 days,
wow.
and none of them got paid for. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
and I was like, yo, like
Okay,
they are tripping.
pause. If you're a parent at Bishop Sycamore and your child go to Bishop Sycamore, I'm sorry. You as a parent, what you doing? Because it's not even a real school.
Yes, and you're right. Yes, that is a fair question that I wondered.
What you mean fair?
I get what the quote unquote kids are doing here, but as far as like the parents, like something's wrong here. And then
Exactly.
this same parent, they're supposed to be coming down to Houston for like they were in Dallas for SMU's camp, supposed to be coming down to Houston for UH's camp. They didn't name the Houston coach, but I'm assuming it was Dana. But essentially, they called the parent and was like, "Hey, your son's with you? Yeah. Is this other kid with you?" He was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he was like, "Hey, take me off the speakerphone. Hey, we've been looking up this guy, and we can't figure out who he is. We don't think he is who he's saying he is. He can't come work out." And I'm like, "Yo, these dudes is like."
Imagine being a parent and your son and his friend are with you,
right?
And somebody calls you and says, "Yeah, your son's friend isn't who he says he is."
And then so like the dad apparently
True
played
crime.
He played it off. He was like, "Hey, they said they didn't get your physical. Sorry, you can't work out or whatever." Didn't go into the whole fraud thing. But I'm like, man, these dudes is tripping. I didn't even read the whole thing because it was so much more. And I was like, yo, these.
And you said this was the same parent.
Yeah, like this was one parent giving a whole list of stuff.
Sound like he want the clout to me, son.
What? He wasn't named. I don't think
sir,
he named. Yeah, he did. He named himself. But
I bet to say, sir, your son was attending a school that wasn't a school. How you not know that? How you not do your research and not realize that it's not a school? Did you ever drop your son off at school? Did you drop him off at the house in the neighborhood in which the address has been given for the school?
But like.
Okay.
And then it's like, but to the people who deserve, I would say 75% of the blame for this.
No. To the 60-40.
I'm gonna give 75. I'm gonna go 75-25.
60-40.
25 goes to ESPN because maybe they should have done a better job vetting who they're talking about, who they got playing. But to the Paragon Marketing Group, you allowed yourself to get duped by somebody who has 35 people on their team and says you should have known when they said they ain't got matching uniforms. The quarterback had a orange face mask and everybody else was black. That alone should say, hey, wait a minute, something's wrong here. Because why do we not have matching uniforms? Have you seen them running out onto the field? It looked like when I was in middle school and we came out on the field. That's what it looked like. It was absolutely terrible. The quarterback is supposed to be 19 years old or whatever. Man, looks like he's 15. Like they are out there playing against a college. This is a small college football team. IMG is.
It really is.
Like they could. I'm not gonna come out here and say they could go out and play Alabama. Absolutely not. They get hammered. I'm not gonna say they could play Houston. They might get beat by 20. But take them to Division II. They might be able to hold their own. I'm just saying.
For those of you who don't know, it was on ESPN, but Paragon Marketing Group is who picked the teams to play on ESPN.
Yeah, Paragon pretty much says like, hey, we got these two teams. This looks like it's gonna be a good game. Here you go, ESPN. Take this game for your high school kickoff.
Listen, both ESPN and the Paragon Marketing Group did zero research on Bishop Sycamore whatsoever before airing them on the network.
Yeah.
And to me, it's 60-40. Paragon gets 60, and ESPN gets 40.
But you know what? Shouts out to the reporter, like to the commentators live in the game, being like, "Wait a minute, hold up." Yeah. Something right here. The exact words were, "This is not a fair fight." Thank you for saying that out loud. And being like, look, wait a minute. We were just told these guys are good. We were just told this is who they are. And look, we're looking it up. We can't find none of this stuff on none of our databases. When we're ESPN, we have people that make the top 300 every year for every position. So we know who we're supposed to have. And we don't see none of these guys on there. One dude got hurt, and it was like, We don't even see this guy on the roster. Let's be real here. We ain't even gonna give you no fake names.
The roster, y'all, looked like a third grader.
Yes.
Put it together.
Yes.
It wasn't color coordinating or nothing. It literally was
it said
defensive backs, and it had a whole list.
Yeah. If you're gonna if you're gonna give
offensive line had a whole list. I don't know who left tackle is. I don't know. Like who's the center?
If you're gonna give me a 2 deep, I need it to be elaborate. I need it to be by position. I need it to be center, guard, tackle, my receivers, my running back, my quarterback, and I need 2 names at each position. I needed to see it like that, and I need numbers. That's how I like to see it. This was, like you said, this was just a list. It said quarterbacks, running backs,
just
receivers.
a list. And
no
then,
numbers,
and then
nothing.
the list had like a gray line somewhere, and then a black line, and expert looked like somebody printed it off when they was running out of printing ink. Like, it was just, y'all, this was just terrible. My question is, how did this fake high school dupe a whole marketing agency with the website that looked like a middle schooler coded it?
Right.
Sounds to me like it need to be some more investigation, if you ask me. I'm not a conspiracy theorist person, but ain't no way a high school with no history, a high school with no credible accolades, a high school with no paper trail, ain't no way they duping me as a marketing agency. Somebody getting paid. If you ask me, somebody getting paid. I think it need to be further investigation because ain't no way these fools duping this whole marketing agency who is employed by ESPN, the sports leader.
Right, because here's the thing. The teams that say for Bishop Sycamore High School, the teams that they get are good teams. I mean, look at hell, Cedar Hill has played in some of these big games. Duncanville, the team right down the street, played. Duncanville was supposed to play these guys this weekend, so I'm not sure how that's gonna happen. So like they usually get it right, but it's like this that one time you get it wrong, and it's like, bro, what are you doing? This is. But what I'm saying is, this isn't a. Okay, you got it wrong right here. This was an understandable mistake. We gonna let you slide on this. This ain't one of them. This is who did this and how did you get it wrong like this? Why would you, the teams that we...
No. This is not, how did you get it wrong like this? This is, who in here getting paid?
No,
this is how monumental this mistake is.
And you know what I'm doing? Who in here is getting fired? Because...
No. I'm saying who getting paid. Like, who done got paid to
exactly
put these people on ESPN?
And whoever
ain't right.
Whoever you say got paid is the person that I hope you enjoy that money, because that's the last bit of money you gonna get while you work for Paragon Marketing Group.
If you ESPN, you cutting off all ties with the group. Like, y'all didn't vet this team at all. Yeah, y'all didn't do any research. A simple Google could have shown you this team was terrible and non-existent.
Like I said with Maria Taylor, with Rachel Nichols, if you have cost me my biggest money, you got to go. It's really that simple.
This ain't no.
I know it's not the same thing.
Rachel Nichols was a mess up. She was thinking it, and she said it, and she shouldn't have said it. I know this right here was on a whole nother level. When I say somebody need to make a movie from this, this right here is a monumental mistake.
And again, I know it's not on the same level.
Somebody needs to make a movie on this.
Right. Again, I know it's not on the same level, but the fact still remains. You have cost me millions and millions and millions of dollars.
How is this costing them millions and millions and millions of dollars?
How much you think they're getting paid to do this? You think ESPN is just like, hey, here's $50K, find me 2 teams?
Oh, no, you're Paragon But I'm talking about ESPN, but you're talking about Paragon firing whoever did it within them. I'm saying ESPN cut ties with Paragon completely.
We're saying 2 separate things, but the fact remains.
But you're saying within Paragon that somebody within Paragon needs to fire whoever did.
Both need to happen.
Okay.
Both need to happen.
Oh, yeah.
We're on the same page here. We're just saying 2 different things. Which I know that sounded weird, but yeah.
Paragon, I'm sorry, but do you stay in business after this? I'm not hiring you after I figure out this is what you did.
I would hope that they do other stuff, but again, Duncanville, team that was in the state championship last year, when Cedar Hill was gets these games, they were probably somewhere near the state championship. Modern day, Bishop Gorman out in Las Vegas, IMG.
What they got to do with
Here's what I'm saying. But here's what I'm saying. All of these teams clearly have a track record to where even if you like, they have the track record. You know who these teams are. They are front one legit schools, and to have almost a decade at least of saying, "Hey, here's where we are. We're in national rankings every year."
So, are you saying they should have booked them, like one of them instead of?
No, these guys.
Bishop
No,
Sycamore?
the teams I just mentioned always are on national TV every year. Bishop Sycamore went 0-6 last year, so here's my... And they knew that they went 0-6 last year. So it's just furthering the thought of, like, why did y'all even think that this was a good idea? Like, and maybe...
Somebody got paid. That is the only thing in my mind. Somebody got paid to make this happen.
Come on, man.
That is the only thing on my mind. Like, come on
this
now.
This makes no sense. And again...
Come on now.
And then just to take it all the way back to the top, the coach... This man has multiple warrants out for his arrest for fraud. Again, maybe you didn't know. You didn't. You couldn't have. Because if you knew that already, why is this even a thing? Like, oh my God.
It's some foul play.
I don't
Sound
get it.
like some foul play to me. Ain't no way you dropped the ball this bad. Ain't no way you dropped the ball this bad. But like I said, if I am somebody looking for a marketing agency, somebody to find me some talent, somebody to find me some... Like, I'm sorry. This mess up right here was too big of a mess up for me to ever hire a Paragon Marketing Group. I'm forever... They names forever sketched in my mind like, you know... Paragon Marketing Group. If I see it 10 years from now on sheet paper, I'm like, ain't that the people? Aren't those the people who put that fake team on ESPN?
Nah, Miss, she made a mistake and she should be able to come back from it. No, I know. Again, I know. I'm joking.
I was about to say, come on,
I know.
completely different level. This ain't no mistake. This is this type.
Oh my God. This is the type of stuff where, like, I feel like. Not granted, obviously I don't work for a media company like somebody else on this podcast does, but I feel like this is where something happens and you're like, there's an email sent out like, all right, everybody who's available at 8 o'clock Monday morning, meet in the conference room. Yep. If you're not there, you're fired. And everybody's looking around like,
absolutely.
Yo, what happened? Because maybe somebody wasn't watching the game. Somebody, you're not at work. I'm sure, Ashley, when you're not at work, you might not be watching your news because you're there all the time, so you know what's going on. You're probably not thinking about it. And you get to work Monday morning, and you're like, yo, what happened? What? And then the president walks in. All right, guys, we've been embarrassed majorly. Anybody who saw the game yesterday knows what happens. If you didn't, I'm sure you can find it on your Twitter by the end of the day. If this blank ever happens again, I'm firing everybody involved. No questions asked.
No. You went too fast. You went too far. Okay, so who all had a hand in this game? Who all had a hand?
Okay.
who all had a hand? Who gave an idea?
No. That's when you walk in. That's when it's like the girlfriend like. She already seen the text messages, so she knows. She's just waiting to see if you're going to tell the truth. He going to walk in with a piece of paper. All right, look, who had a hand in this? And don't lie, because I got the paper right here.
Listen, if it's me, if you was in the room, if you was in the same room that this decision was made in, you got to go to. I'm sorry, you got to go to. Who? You can look at these dudes and tell they wasn't no real team.
Bro.
Jesus.
You didn't have to look again. They went 0-6 last year. They they had a negative point differential of, let me do some math, 227 minus 42 of 185.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Listen.
Excuse me. This is
so after even. Yeah, this is terrible. But after even more Googling, y'all, all you had to do was Google. All this is on Google, okay? Mm-hmm. There was a GoFundMe made to help the Bishop Sycamore program earlier this year. What elite school y'all know needs a GoFundMe? So the goal was $20,000. Mm-hmm. They only made $140. like, come on. Mm-hmm. Come on. See, now, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Come on. We just missed all the red flags.
I'm going to just say one thing right there. Maybe not a GoFundMe, but schools do fundraisers. I will say that. They do fundraisers.
Do top elite football programs do $20,000 GoFundMe account?
No, it's not GoFundMe though. We went out selling cards for discounts at the store.
You said your football team was good.
We are, but we don't charge. Well, Cedar Hill doesn't. Well, I don't know what they do now, but when I was there, the athletic fee was only like $15-$20 because we didn't want to be like, hey, you got to pay $300. Like,
What you mean athletic fee? Like for the students?
no, like for the kid, like for us to play, it was like a $10 athletic fee or whatever.
Okay, pause. Longview, our program is great. Students don't have to pay anything.
Well,
And the football program makes so much money.
Well, again, the
football program literally makes
this was
buku
when
money.
I was there when Cedar Hill had only won one state championship, and we weren't getting Under Armour money and all that stuff like they are now. So yeah, we were still like, and again, we had money to pay for everything because we did fundraisers and stuff, like, because we weren't
trying to sell ticket. Y'all didn't have ticket sales.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, it was just bro. The cards were like $10, like they were like $10 and maybe like $20 my senior year. We weren't out here selling stuff that like cost $200 and stuff. Absolutely not. It was like,
I'm trying to figure out I think y'all need y'all school need a new accountant.
Well, again, this was pre.
My team didn't have to. They didn't have
this
to
was
finger.
This was when we still had the actual Longhorn on our stuff before Texas got mad and was like, "Hey, change your logo." Before Under Armour came in and now it's Under Armour everywhere. So I'm sure Under Armour pays for everything.
Because it was an embarrassment that y'all was wearing that, and
they won.
Okay,
they won state championships.
So,
I'm sure Cedar Hill would beat Longview. Don't play with me.
Probably this year. Longview played Denton Ryan on Saturday and got drove 40-7.
I'm sure the past few years. Well, you know what? You know what would have been good? The year, because there was a year Longview and Cedar Hill, I think both won state. That would have been a fun year to watch that.
Listen, when I was in school, we probably our team was pretty good. Probably would have been the game.
Hey, I wish we could hop in the time machine and find out.
Yep, Mervin be watching just like me from the bench. Yes, he would.
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
Anyways,
I'll give you that one. That's solid. That's solid. That wasn't a reach. And that's the only reason I'm giving that to you, because it was organic. It was in the flow of the conversation.
Most of mine are organic. Sometimes I do be reaching,
but
most of mine are organic.
Some of them.
Anyways,
you're about 50-50.